Do you miss the days of catchy melodies in your songs and choruses from your glam bands? I do too. And that is why we're going to be talking about Lips's new album here today in this album review. Let's jump into it.
Hey, Lorraine Lewis here from Vixen and Femme Fatale, and you're watching the Crash Course Metal Show. Yeah.
Alrighty, so today we are going to be talking about the new album from Lipz, and that is going to be Changing the Melody. So this album here came out in March of 2024, so just a couple weeks ago. Brand new album, the second album from Lipz. So if you are unaware of who Lipz is, they are Alex and Kofi, I believe, or Coffee, the Klintberg brothers on vocals, guitar, and drums. And then we also have Connie on guitar and also Chris on bass. They also do have an EP as well, which we are going to slightly touch on one of those songs on the EP later on in this review. But for right now, we are just going to give you a little bit of background here on the band Lipz. They are from Sweden, and that is very cool because there is a lot of good stuff coming out of the European areas, European countries the past couple years. And they never really, I would say, stopped the whole glam hair metal type deal, just heavy metal in general, just that traditional sound as well. Never like it certainly didn't stop like it did here in the Americas, in the USA, sad to say. But so a little bit of background with me. I have been aware of Lipz for about a year or two or so. A buddy of mine showed me one of their songs and about a year or two ago, and I think we actually did a reaction video to it. I'm not sure if it is still up on the channel. If it is, I'll put the link to it in the description as well. Check that out after this video. But it was Every Time I Close My Eyes. Very good ballad. Like I said, we can kind of like talk about it here a little bit later in this album when I compare it to another song. But very good. But yeah, so I was quite excited. Me and my buddy both were quite excited for the new album because I do follow Frontiers. They do have a lot of good stuff coming out as well, such as like Smoking Snakes, very melodic type metal, progressive stuff as well. Just all kinds of stuff all around the world that Frontiers. Very good label for your rock and metal needs right now. And so I was quite excited to see Lipz get signed to them because I cannot find any of their EPs or album that they previously released. So I was not going to miss my chance to pick up a copy of the new album. But nonetheless, let's jump in here to the actual title tracks here. So you do have 10 total tracks, which is very good because that's one of the things, one of the positives, I would say, generally speaking, for rock and metal albums. Anything over like 10, 11 tracks, it's very hard to keep the attention of people. Not necessarily my attention, I would say, because like there are great albums that I can listen to that are longer than 12 tracks, 11 and 12 tracks. But generally speaking, the longer your album is, there is more room for, filler instead of all killer. But I will have to say, there is a lot of killer on this Lipz album here. And after the 10th track, I'm kind of like wanting a little bit more, which is great because that just makes me re-listen to the whole album then. So we will start off here with I'm Going Under. Great melodic, like I said in the opening. This glam, I guess you will say glam band because like they are very, I would say, they dress up, but not in your typical like Poison or Cinderella type deal, like that kind of glam hair metal. They kind of have like more of the Kiss look or Loud and Nasty, that kind of deal. And very good though. If I will say this, just right out from the start, you have three good tracks, but I will actually say though, I'm going under is the first, second is changing the melody, third is bang bang. I will say these are actually probably the weaker of the 10 tracks, these three tracks, because I will certainly say the second side is really, really strong, surprisingly. And but that takes nothing away because like I can listen to this whole album. The whole album is on the iPod. I don't think I took anything, no song off. But and it's been great listening to it because like I've listened to this album since I bought it now at least 12 times. And each time I listen to it, it does keep getting better and better. Because the first time I listened to it, the first couple tracks, I was like slowly getting into it, and I was like, okay, let's get a little bit more here. I want a little bit more. Not that it doesn't sound like Lips or anything like that at all, but I was like, okay, I need. Where's that real single here? Where's that real? That's really gonna light the fire here on this album. And the whole second half of the album is that. But, the first 3 tracks are good, but not my favorite. And then you got the 4th track, Stop Talking About Nothing, basically, but it's really good. This is the first track that I was like, "Okay, this is what I'm expecting here, really, with Lips." And, but you move on here to track number 5 to finish off the first half of the album, and that is Bye Bye Beautiful. Really good, really catchy. I believe this was the, first single, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but really good, really catchy stuff. Alex sounds good on this album, his vocals. The whole band really sounds good. I mean, what do you expect from Lips? Because everything that they ever put out was really catchy, really good, produced well. Uh, previous releases and also on this album, really well produced, really well written too, I would say. But that's what you expect, though. That's what I expect from Lips, from what they released previously. And then moving on here to the second side here, I'm Alive, real catchy again. Now I will say, there's no real like crazy guitar solos. I mean, there's solos in here in these songs, but nothing that it really fits the song. Nothing to really overshadow anyone else or any other instrument per se, if that kind of makes sense. No real, I would say, guitar hero type solos in here. And maybe, I mean, I would be really splitting hairs to say that that would be a negative because there's still solos here. Don't get me wrong, but nothing like Vinnie Vincent or Michelangelo or something like that. Which I mean, at the same time, I don't look for that in lip stuff. So I mean, and like I said, that's just really splitting hairs because there's not really much I can find bad on this album. But moving on here to track number 7, Freak. This, when I first listened to the album, this was actually the first song that had stuck in my head after listening to it. With compared to all the other songs. Surprisingly enough, because I wouldn't necessarily consider this a ballad, but I wouldn't argue with someone that said, "Hey, this is a ballad." But really good though. I really like it. Good piano work in here. There's a couple songs in here that had pretty good piano work, and I mean that we'll get to that because that one of the other songs I'm thinking of, "I Would Die for You." The track number 9 is has the piano work in it as well. Really, really like pretty song there too. But let us get to track number 8 here first, and that is Secret Lover. Really catchy. Na 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 na. Really good. Like, and that's the other thing here too. Like I said, when you think of melody in a glam band or this type of style of metal or hard rock, you could throw one of these songs on mainstream rock radio or even just mainstream radio, and you it would be a hit. It would be a hit. There's no doubt about it. It's real catchy stuff. If that is your kind of hair metal, just metal in general, hard rock in general, just really catchy. If you really dig those melodies, real melodic choruses, kind of like sing along stuff too. Even if you're in the AOR side of things, You will find a quick home here with Lipz. But Secret Lover is solid, really good stuff. It's hard to pick because, like I said, the whole second half is like really, really strong. But Secret Lover, I would say, as of now, on the 13th go around, I'm looking forward to listening to that song each time I put the album on right now. So now we're moving on to track number 9. This is the ballad, I would say. It's the ballad that comes to mind, if unless you, like I said, would consider Freak as a ballad. But I Would Die For You. And very good, but because like I absolutely so this is where the comparison will come into every time I close my eyes. They did for that song, it was on the EP, and that was the electric version, and then on their first album they put an acoustic version of Every Time I Close My Eyes on that. And both of them are really good. Both of them are great. But I think actually the electric is more powerful and more moving. If I had to choose, but God, it's so good. After this video, please check out that song. It's one of the best ballads that I came across probably the last year or two. And I come across a lot of ballads from 80s up until modern time. I come across a lot of ballads, and that is one that instantly stuck in my head and still after these 2 years or so. But I Would Die For You, the one that's on this track or on this album here, really good. It's not as good, but it's it could still be mentioned in the same breath as Every Time I Close My Eyes. And I mean, if someone would say that that was their favorite ballad, I would have no issue, because it's really good too. And that is awesome that Lipz can do ballads like that. You don't see a lot of bands. You see bands that try to do ballads, and sometimes it just doesn't work. I mean, I still appreciate it and like them, but the shit just hits different when you are specifically just hammering out these ballads like that. And which is actually kind of surprising me that there's only technically, I would say, one ballad on here, because I was kind of expecting like maybe two or three. But like I said, one and a half, I guess, if you would throw in Freak as a ballad. But I Would Die For You, so good, so good. And then you come up to the final track here, and that is Monsters, track number 10, and a really good send off. I remember one of the first times I listened to this album. This was another one that really caught my attention. Great chorus. And that's the key word here today for this album. Changing the melody from Lipz is great chorus, great, you know, great vocals, just great production, just great sounding band. Just everyone's doing their thing. No one's really outshining uh another, if you will, instrument wise, and it just really flows. If you, I would have no doubt that you could put one of these songs, on any kind of mainstream radio, whether it be rock or not. You would have some fans. You would have some people requesting one or two of these songs. Man, like "Bye Bye Beautiful," that's one. "I Would Die For You" if you're more on the ballad lover type deal. Secret Lover, I don't know how someone can't get that stuck in their head. Very, very good stuff here. Lipset did not disappoint with this album, and I'm glad like I said, I'm glad Frontiers was able to sign him. Super, super solid. This is an easy 4 out of 5 for me rating, and hopefully we can get one of the boys or as many of them that want to come on the show and talk about the new album. That would be great, because we have some stuff to ask them. Certainly, hopefully they can come over to America. That would be nice if they can do that. But I understand there's certainly a lot of bands, a lot of just international bands that are having issues the past couple years coming over, and it sucks. But we at least we were getting new music from those bands, and even though we can't see them live, we can still have something from them, new stuff. But really good guys. I would, like I said, probably my favorite song at the moment would be Secret Lover, I Would Die For You, and maybe even Bye Bye Beautiful, maybe I would say. And then even Monsters, it's all really good. I can't really pick one, I would say. Because each time I think about another song, I'm like, oh my God, it's so catchy. I can think of the song in my head, how it goes right now. But I would say really good, pretty cool artwork too. I know that I think Frontiers has like some shirts or some merch of theirs now that's pretty cool. Certainly it's certainly check it out. I'll put the link to like their Bandcamp and like also the Frontiers and stuff. Every way their social medias in the description below as well, so you guys can check them out. But please check out this album. Like I said, easy 4 out of 5 for me. Changing the melody from Lipz, and also extra credit. Check out Every Time I Close My Eyes, either the acoustic version or the uh electric version. Very powerful. Either one is very powerful. But the music video that kind of goes with the electric one, like it was like, oh my gosh, this is like all like not awesome as far as like what they're showing, but like very moving and powerful. But yeah, very good, very good. Very good stuff, guys. All right, that wraps it up for me here, guys. Let me know in the comments as well what you guys thought of Lips, and check out some of the songs here. Very good stuff. And shout out to Frontiers for keeping this, style of music alive, style of rock and metal. They've been doing great stuff. I have a shit ton of Frontiers releases the past couple years that I've been picking up from, and they keep getting better and better over time here yet too. So, guys, stay out of that collateral damage. And until next time, thank you for watching, and we will see you guys later.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's called I Want to Rock Your Body. And then in parentheses it says to the break of dawn.